Hey kids, now we're cooking. Welcome to our next episode in our golf week on Now We're Cooking, the cooking show for all ages. My name is Annie.
I'm Grandma Jayne.
We're having such a good time this week. It's such a beautiful summer day, and it was a good week to talk about the game of golf. You've learned a lot already. We've got the hole-in-one donut holes from our last episode ready to finish up as soon as we do our entree for the golf meal, which is a club sandwich. We're going to call it for fun a club sand trap. Because one of the hazards, they call them on a golf course, big trees, they've got some sand traps, sometimes there's water, bodies of water, or a creek or a stream or a lake that if it's not tough enough already to get that little ball down the fairway when there's nothing interfering or in the way, then you've got things like they call again hazards, trees and sand traps and water. And so again, sometimes we talk about then if you don't hit it straight down the fairway, I believe if it goes off to the right, it's a slice. If it goes off to the left, it's a hook. I believe I've got that correct. Okay, so again, there's all kinds of terms when you get out there and play the game you'll pick up, okay? So any rate, assuming you are able to get it down the fairway, let's hope you don't hit a sand trap. Also, club has to do with, as you know, whatever you choose to hit that ball down the fairway and into the hole. That's why we've got things we call woods. We've got a driver, we've got 3 and 5 woods, we've got irons to help you then, once you're off the tee and out in the fairway, to help you get that ball continuing down the fairway till you can chip it or get it up onto the green, and then we use that putter. So again, that's why we've, in a fun way, called this the club sand trap or this club sandwich, because club sandwiches are a very popular sandwich. Typically they're on toast, so we've already made 3 pieces of toast, okay? As you can see, I'm going to take the lead on this one. Jane's worked hard enough already today, and she's going to help us put together the rest of the donut holes. I like salad dressing, so I'm going to put salad dressing on this. Now you can butter this toast if you like. I'm going to keep butter off of this because I don't need the extra calories, all right? And because I'm going to end up putting these together, I'm going to put salad dressing on one side, and I'm going to put mustard on the other. And I've also put them in such a way that when I flip them, they're going to line up, okay? The shape of the bread's going to line up. You don't have to get carried away, just so we have flavor. Now on the mayo side, I'm going to go ahead, or the salad dressing, you can use regular mayo if you wish. I have washed my hands thoroughly, by the way, kids. I'm going to put a layer of turkey, which I like very, very much. And I'm going to go ahead and use Swiss. Okay? And you might want to go ahead and tear it or cut it so it fits better. That's up to you. Whatever you want to do. I could have left it. I could have made it fit perfectly. Whatever you want to do, okay? Then I'm going to put a layer of bacon. Now, Jane's already taught you how to make bacon. Do you want to repeat that while I put it on, Jane?
I just take a cookie sheet, if you have like a whole pound or whatever you want to bake, and I put foil so it's the shiny side up, and I lay the bacon out individually along each side to side, and then I put it in the oven for 350 degrees for about a half hour. I check on it. You can smell it, and it comes out like that. Perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and put the mustard side down. Okay. Then because I like salad dressing, I'm gonna go ahead and put one more thing of mayo or salad dressing. Now I'm going to put ham and cheddar. Now you can also put roast beef on here. Most clubs have all 3 of those meats, ham, turkey, and roast beef. I just already had roast beef today. So I'm going to leave it off of here. But I did want you to know how that typically is handled. A lot of times there's more than one kind of cheese. So I'm going to go ahead and put cheddar on the ham one. And I did go ahead, and I probably wouldn't have had to. I did tear it in case it didn't fit very well. Now, what don't we have yet? We don't have vegetables. Oh no. Now, I personally love tomato. And look how nice and red and fresh these are this time of year. Just deliciousness. And I'm gonna cut enough tomato so it just fits almost perfectly there, okay? Then, because I love red onion, totally dig it, I'm gonna put some red onion on here. And again, I'll cut it so it fits. See how you can do that? Now, the only thing lacking, in my opinion, is some greenery. Now, you can use leaf lettuce. Jane was kind enough to wash this for us. We used leaf lettuce last week. I like leaf lettuce because it's really green and, like it implies, leafy. Okay? Sometimes it sticks outside the sandwich, but it's always nice and green. Mm-hmm. I like to use romaine, leaf lettuce, or even just mixed greens to put on here because it's just nice and green and vibrant and has more nutrients than iceberg. But you can use iceberg lettuce. You can also put any of these extra layers on the bottom. You can put another layer of tomato and another layer of onion and leafy lettuce on the layers underneath as well if you like, okay?
Spinach would be good too.
Spinach would be very good, okay?
And I can say these club sandwiches are my go-to sandwich. When I run out of food in my bag and I'm out traveling, I swear every hotel I've ever been to makes a good club. I don't know what it is, but it have been great club sandwiches.
Now the last layer again, I'm going to put one more layer of mustard. You can again use Dijon or any kind of mustard you like to. Again, I made sure that the bread would line up. But here's the thing I would also put on. If I had any alfalfa sprouts, totally dig them on a deli sandwich, and they're hard to find anymore at the supermarket. A lot of restaurants don't even have anymore. If I did have alfalfa sprouts, I would put that leaf lettuce in the layer underneath there, okay? That's what I would do, because I would put my alfalfa sprouts then on the top layer above the lettuce and the tomato. But you can do it, kids, any way you like. Any way you like. Okay, now what I'm gonna do before I cut it is just to try to help keep it together, I'm gonna put some toothpicks. Now we really needed longer toothpicks. Places that serve these would have a very long toothpick, probably with a colored fuzzy thing at the end. Okay, now a lot of places either cut them in quarters, they might cut them in squares, whatever way you want, but I'm gonna go the opposite here. I'm gonna go in quarters because that's the way a lot of times they do it. Jane's got a great knife here for these kinds of things. Now, kid, you can just imagine how this is going to be now when it's served.
It's gonna be pretty when you open that up.
Okay.
Ooh, look at that.
And it just naturally, see, is coming apart because we don't have long enough toothpicks.
Yeah.
But here's what you're probably going to do. Now, what I would do then is put some chips and dip here, like we've already made. Perhaps a dollop of strawberries or oranges or some kind of fruit. But we always, Jane had the presence of mind to remember. Again, maybe some chips here, some dip over here, maybe a little bit of fruit over here for color, like a strawberry or something, but it's not really necessary for color. But almost always, a deli place or somewhere that serves a sandwich like this,
You gotta have a dill spear.
we'll have dill spear or spears. And a lot of places will serve either fries, regular French fries, seasoned fries, curly fries, but almost always, or homemade potato chips or kettle
Looks really
chips,
pretty.
but almost always we'll have a dill pickle spear. Okay, can you see what that looks like from the side?
Nice.
And again, you can layer it, kids, any way you wish, with anything you want, less or more of anything you wish, okay?
Looks
So that
very good.
basically would be our entree if we were serving a full meal today. So I'm gonna move all this aside, so now Jane can finish up her donut holes.
Okay. I'm just gonna grab them out of the air fryer. And the donut holes look pretty good. I'm gonna use a tong because it's very hot still in there. And then the next thing we have to do is to put cinnamon sugar on them. We can do both sides, you can do one side, whatever you want to do.
Now this is cinnamon and sugar.
Cinnamon and sugar. I just mix in cinnamon, probably 1/4 of the cinnamon to 3/4 of sugar. So
Fourth
it's
of
kind
cinnamon
this
to
color.
3/4 sugar, okay? Now, are there benefits to cinnamon?
Cinnamon's very beneficial to our health. It's good for the brain, as well as, like, I mix it with honey, and it's good for your arteries and your digestion, everything. Cinnamon is a really good spice.
So
Should
if
have
you
it every
recall,
day.
oh sorry, Jane.
No, it's okay.
No, if you recall, kids, we told you earlier when Jane was telling us about the benefits of cinnamon, and I said, I think there's something about it's good for the brain too, right?
Yeah.
But we'll look it up and let you know, kids. Well, we did. And cinnamon is excellent for brain health. It protects your brain, helps you learn, and maybe even help memory too. So again, anywhere you can get cinnamon in there, go for it.
Mm-hmm. And that's all there is to it. And we can give it a taste test if you like them.
Perfect. So now we've got, if we were really acing it and we could get the best possible stroke or shot, we'd get a hole-in-one where we would hit it off the tee with our club of choice and it would zoom on down that fairway. It's usually a par 3. Somebody gets one of these because you're not as far away from the tee to the hole. And sometimes that little dimply ball goes pop right in that cup.
You gotta have witnesses though. You can't, if you're out there alone, you can say that, you know, and it wouldn't be true. But.
Okay.
And
so,
donut holes would be really good served with like butterscotch or caramel or
Oh,
chocolate
yum.
or strawberry sauce, something like that.
Okay, so we've got our breakfast now, or in addition to dessert, another added dessert choice from what we're going to make next episode. But so far, again, we've got our beverage with tea or an Arnold Palmer or lemonade plain. Again, one of them plain or together, the Arnold Palmer. Or next, we have some homemade potato chips and dip. Then we added some donut holes for breakfast or an additional choice of dessert. And we made our entree now, our club sandwich that we would then put our chips and dip with. And Jane, of course, brought our kosher dill pickles that are so delicious with a sandwich, just like a real life deli. You can see our colors again and textures and flavors. We keep harping on that, kids. But I think we're ready to sign off though until our last episode of Golf Week, which will be our wonderful dessert for this week. You can't wait. Okay, Jane, what would you say signing off?
I say go out and play some putt-putt golf. Practice your putting or take a swing in the driving range. It's good for you.
Well, another thing too, we forgot to mention too, kids, if you don't feel like you're big enough or you don't feel like you belong yet on a big adult course, you can go to the driving range or just putt at the golf course, or there's miniature golf. A lot of towns or nearby towns to you have a miniature golf course. We're lucky to have one here in our hometown, a very nice miniature course, and you could start your skills on a miniature fun course that's basically designed for kids, but are really difficult for adults too. So what would you say in signing off again? Anything
I say
extra?
stay safe and healthy. We love you.
Okay, and I'd say, you know what? Go ahead and aim for perfection. Set your goals nice and high. But on the same token, if you don't reach that goal, don't beat yourself up. Don't worry about it. Just go up and just go try it again. Because when you do finally succeed and reach that goal, you're going to be so proud of yourself. and you're going to be proud that you just kept working at it and you're persistent and you were determined. If you never get that hole in one, so what?
Yep.
Life is about the journey. Okay? So we hope to see you on our last episode during our golf week, which is coming up very shortly. And until then, we hope to see you on Now We're Cooking.